What's going on, everybody? This is Never Fear. Welcome to a new video series I'm calling Codex Entries. So each week I'm going to go through any news and information that we have, maybe do some video breakdowns, and go over everything we know about Anthem, anything new that's happened within the last week. In today's Codex Entry, I'm going to talk about a few bits of news that have come out over the past week, but more specifically, I'm going to talk about what came out today. Today, EA put out on the Anthem website interview they did with Nick Tarabay. Now, if you had a chance to watch the PAX panel, he was the host of the panel. He also plays Halleck. I have a little picture here. This is his character in game. He is very enthusiastic and very excited about this character. There are a lot of great things. If you haven't watched that panel, I really encourage you to watch it. There's a link in the description below. You can check that full video out. You can see for yourself his enthusiasm, his passion, and just his general excitement about the character and about the game and about the whole world of Anthem. So, super excited. All right, but let's get to some of the cool things. I'll put a link also in the description to the actual article, the little interview they did with him, so you can read it all for yourself. But I just want to cover a few of the bits and pieces here, some of the things that I really liked from that interview. So when asked about Halleck, and he wants to, describe him, how would he describe him? He says he has a big heart, he's emotional, and he's after something that's really good. He also says he's kind of old school and has a big personality. Those are some great attributes. If you've seen some of the trailers, you can kind of see, what he's already talking about. You've seen him in the trailers. You've seen his personality. You see that he is kind of, at least to me, he seems like a happy guy. Someone who a lot of people can get along with and can definitely make his presence known. So the next cool thing here is that he auditioned for the role, right? He wasn't really sure. This is the first video game he's ever worked on. He's been in film, TV, theater, lots of different things. He's been in the industry for a while, but this is the first time he's ever worked on a video game. So he said it's a little bit different. It's a lot more secret, that kind of stuff. And so he went in to audition for the role. He knew nothing really about the character. He got just a little bit of information, a few lines and things to read over. And he says here, I'll read it to you. He says, so I get this audition. I don't even know what the game was. This is my first game. It's very hush-hush, more of the film and television. He says, all I know is that there was this character. It's a video game. There's motion capture. You don't even get a whole script. You just read sides. And then you start creating this world around them. He says, so I get this side and I'm looking at the character. I don't know why I got this instinct. I felt like he should be shirtless and he should eat. It says, without even knowing what the character was. So I went to my buddies at studio and said, let's do this. He says, I took off my shirt and I'm eating and doing the audition. And it sounds like a fun guy, but he wasn't sure, right? So he left. And then later on, he says, okay, you got the role. And then here's the interesting part. It says, we started recording at the end of 2016. So we know earlier this year they just finished up recording and doing all the voiceover and the motion capture. So they've been working on this for a decent amount of time. Lots of really cool things there. I was just surprised that, okay, they've been working on this game for 6 years. At least, from the prototyping stages to getting more information, together, gathering it all together, deciding what they want Anthem to be, and then really going into full swing the last, 2.5, 3 years. And so this is really cool to see and to know kind of a little bit more about the timeline and how things were going down. And just to know they put a lot of work into this game, which makes me even more excited. Another funny thing Nick mentions is they ask him about the motion capture and, what was it like? He says the mocap for Halleck was tight. He says you wear this tight suit and this is when holy crap, I need to either work out more, I need to lose weight, or whatever. He says because everything's super tight. He says, but doing the mocap was fun. In the beginning, it takes a little getting used to because there's even the gloves. So after hours and hours of working, you're eating, and you have dots all over your face. At some point, you forget that you have dots, and you start having a conversation with normal people. They got the dots all over the face. They're trying to capture face animation and, just doing the general movements. Of course, they go back through animators and smooth out the actions and try and make it as best as they can. It's, definitely doing motion capture is a lot. I can't speak from experience, but from what I've read is that doing motion capture definitely helps to speed up the process of the animation. Instead of doing everything, by keyframes and animating everything by yourself like they would for like a CG movie and such, this definitely can help for the video game. So it's cool to see, that they're using really cool advanced technology, advanced techniques, trying to get everything they can into Anthem to make it a better experience for us. The last thing he tells us here is he talks about the last day. He says, "I remember the last day we were filming. We all got emotional. The journey of each character, the history between the characters, the history between the goals they're going after, and the cost of getting there. We definitely felt it." This gets me really excited about the story of Anthem, about the characters that we're going to interact with, their stories and their experiences, and also about, me making my own choices, right? So they went over last week at the PAX panel, our world, my story, right? So they've created this world for us, and we get the opportunity to go when we play Anthem to make some of those choices, to make dialogue choices, to decide who we're going to spend time with, who we're going to go on missions for, those kind of things, which agent we're going to work with the most. And then we're also going to be able to really decide where we want to go with the game, right? What we want to do. It has me excited. It's something I'm looking forward to and something I really want to find out more about. For some people, 2 choices with the binary choice isn't quite enough. But for me, it's plenty right now. I'm just excited to see what they have going on. Overall, that was a great interview with Nick about playing Halleck, about how he got into this role. And you can really see as you read through that interview his passion and his enthusiasm for playing this character, and also for his experience while he was working on Anthem. So hopefully, if everything goes well and, Halleck survives, we don't know if he dies, right? We don't know what happens. But hopefully he's able to come back to do more information, more story for Anthem, and he can continue that role. So the next thing I want to talk about, lots of stuff has been coming out since the PAX panel last Saturday. Well, 2 Saturdays ago now, on the 1st of September. They have updated the website, the Anthem, the game website, with quite a bit of information. And I know we're going to talk about that on the podcast. I just want to briefly mention some of the things, the cool things. They're going over the javelins. They have a little blurb for each of the javelins, some of the information. And one of the cool things I really liked about with the Ranger, right? So they're giving you little descriptions and little bits of information. They tell us here on the website, it says, all freelancers train on the Ranger first in Anthem. That's something we already knew. They've already told us, okay, everybody starts with the Ranger. A lot of people are just like, it's probably the easiest thing to use. It's just, okay, we'll use it, move on, and go to the other javelins. Go to the Colossus or go to the Storm or the Interceptor. But they tell us here, okay, so you're all freelancers are training with the Ranger first. It says, not because it's the easiest, but because it's the most versatile. It says here, in the hands of a master pilot, the Ranger can achieve feats of combat prowess that no other javelin can touch. The Ranger has a deep bag of trips to draw from, and there is no combat situation it can't take on. With access to every weapon type, the Ranger is a true wild card that can complement any team and any mission. So, I just thought that was really cool how they wanted to point out, okay, just because you're starting with the Ranger doesn't mean it's the easiest. It just means it's the most well-rounded. They want to start you off with something that you can do lots of different things with before you go into what I'm guessing are more specialized javelins, right? So the Colossus is big, it's beefy, it's like a tank. The Interceptor is really fast and agile, and the Storm is, uses elemental power, and it's a glass cannon, right? So you have to really focus on how you play those characters. And I'm guessing, if you really want to play with the Ranger and you can get really good, you're going to be able to do a lot of things. So, all right, so that's it for this episode of the Codex Entry, our very first episode. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We're going to try and go over as many subjects as we can. We'll probably do more than one episode a week. There's lots of news out there right now and lots of things to cover. So I look forward to seeing you next time. As always, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe. We appreciate it. We're stoked. We got over the 100 subscribers. We have a official link now to our YouTube channel, and we're just excited. You know, at the Freelancer Codex podcast, we love talking about Anthem. We've been doing that for over a year now. This week we record episode 53, and we're just excited. You know, again, reading this interview, listening to Nick talk at the PAX panel, just his enthusiasm, just, you know, it fills me up, right? It's infectious and gets me more excited for Anthem. I hope you guys are excited also, and hope to hear from you. Hope you're having a great day. We'll catch you next time. As always, there's a Shaper Storm on the horizon. We'll see you on the other side.